with the tweaks to Minotaur, you beef up your team.
Oh yeah.
You soften the enemy. I mean, they don't look durable anyways. It's like maybe aside from Lolita, but even then, they still don't look too durable. Game 1 of this best of 3. Again, the winners bracket, so loser still gets to stay. But if you are one of these teams, you want to continue their win streak, put yourself one step closer to the challenge group stage.
Yeah, absolutely. Notice down by bot side, the EXP lane instantly being taken on 2v1 here with the help of Lord JM and as well as Lacey. They will be able to hit level 2 relatively quick here, and I think that, saves Lord M's early game a lot.
Again, reminder that you can get your tickets for the challenge finals starting at 20,000 rupiah at esl.gg/SBSMWB tickets. Lord JM in the jungle already. Esports absolutely fearless, but it's just what the Benedetta wants to do. You keep proxying away. Glue can't touch you. He needs help, but it's just so hard to catch Lord JM.
Yep, I mean, ideally Glue was supposed to punish Lord JM at level 1, but the fact that he kind of bypassed that allows Lord JM to kind of play a little bit more freely and save so much HP in the lane. Now, top side should be Mel's lane. It should be really difficult for Sumpak to actually get any kind of space, assuming that Mel plays this perfectly and distance themselves to zone the Beatrix from the waves. It looks like Lord JM not going to be able to get that Beetle camp this time.
I think Lord JM also received assistance, right, from Lancy. Early on that level 1 2v1. We always say that Sumpak, well, on Beatrix as well, you normally bully your lane, hold it on just for a bit. The Petrify was used, Aaron getting away just in time. But yeah, Beatrix, most matchups you get to bully your lane opponent. But against Melissa, is it neutral or is it still a Beatrix favor?
It's a mechanical game, right? It's all about spacing and distancing. And I think that's the hardest part when you are playing Melissa is to space it properly where Buttles is able to get the maximum amount of damage without your opponent closing in.
Red Esports starting on the turtle, and the blast channel ready, flicker forward, Mao finds 4! And Red Esports finds the engage that they've been looking for. The Minotaur Fury just there to knock them up for a little bit. Red Esports looking for a bit more kills. Aaron in the front. They do have Mud to follow up with the stun, and that's 2 for Red.
Oh, really unfortunate there. I mean, it was a 50-50 on who was going to get the big ult first, and in this case, it was going to be Mal. Spider Miles, unfortunately, did not spot him out on the map fast enough to try and cancel it out with his knockups, but, well, at least Archived Esports, they have an idea of how Red wants to play these neutrals.
And that is the role that you mentioned for this Lolita, right? You need her to disengage, and at least there is a way for Red Esports to counter-engage if the Minotaur just somehow makes it into the fight, but that is the start that you want. Silver lining for Archive Esports, they only lost 2 members and the turtle. Could have been, it looked way worse than that.
Yep, Archives Esports just, again, bad. It didn't work out well. First turtle going over to the side Red Esports, not that big of a deal. It's still the early game. It technically is still a side quest. The main objectives is to play Siege, and Archives Esports need to unlock Sumpak from this lane.
And then you look at the net worth, at least the Melissa has a slight lead over the Beatrix, right? And that is going to be constant good news for Red Esports. You do see Spider Mouse getting brought up to the top side. That's where KZen will be at a beat as well. Does get spotted out by A-Mao, who is just trying to take as much cancel as possible. So Spider Mouse with the knock-up, but Red Esports, they just walk out.
They don't want to get into these engagements, especially when Spider Miles is nearby. They know that the Minoan Fury can be very painful, especially in the earlier stages where it has decently high base damages, so they have to be careful. Aaron on the opposite side of the map, playing very uninteractively against Archive Esports for now.
Yeah, better watch out with your thumbs up.
Gotta make sure that your pathing is clean. A single tap on the side of the wall could lose you your life.
He's lucky that they don't have damage right now, but Red Esports looking to punish Sumpak, push him out of the lane completely. And nothing to be converted. The wave did get wiped out, so unlucky for Red.
Yeah, a little unlucky there, but that's totally fine. Red Esports, they need to just play this slow. They need to be able to get this Melissa ahead of the curve.
Yeah, Aaron getting into the head of Archives Esports. They actually brought 4 members just to try and take care of this blue. Backup will be coming in from the rest of Red, but they can't get there in time. Thumbs up this time, they say.
4 people dedicated all their resources down by this bot side, and now they're going to convert this into a neutral.
Will be spotted out, so no more cheeky Numino Blast, and now Minoan Fury is going to be dead for Spider Mouse. Archive Esports letting Red Esports taste their own Numenon Blast. And that should be 2 kills at least, and it will be Archives Esports takes control of the turtle.
Difficult because Kim's temp HP feels good for the big AoE, but when you have a second one following up immediately after, you're basically stunned for a total of 4 to 5 seconds. The Valentina flexibility being really abused here.
This is so much easier to set up the Numenon Blast for Archive Esports because you have an initial engage, right? You have the Minotaur to do it. For Red Esports, you need to have a flicker, you need to be in somewhere that people can't see you, but for Archive Esports, they're like, alright, let me borrow this thing.
Let me borrow this real quick. And even if they're not looking for a secondary engage, they can still go for the call altar, right?
Yeah.
So Archives Esports, plenty of different options as long as they have the IMU from latency. We'll see where the gold is currently at. MelQT slightly ahead of Sumpa, but not enough to put him out of the lane.
Yeah, Spider Mouse just making sure that he's always in around that mid lane. The Lancy can push it out safely. Ema will have to come to clear it out. Just dash in and instantly get spotted out. And Archive Esports covering most of the bases. XP lane is gonna be neutral as always, but Lord JM does have that slight XP lead. And they'll continue to cut those waves with Proxy. And meanwhile, topside Mao getting absolutely knocked out into the air, clip on the edge, and a killing spree for Lancy.
Yep, can't seem to get out of that. Even when they tried to flicker, he still gets knocked up. Nothing much you can do about that. They could set up a dive here. Kim is here to try and stop it, but 4v2.
It's not going to be easy. No ult for Spider Miles, but they can still borrow something from Red Esports. In this case, it's going to be Spider Miles jumping in. The 10 HP already expire. Lancy very healthy. They will give the first one over to Sumpak as Kim tries to basically phase out of the map, but doesn't have enough time to work with. They lose the turret, they lose 2 members. And Amao, he is looking for Sumpak, but Sumpak is down behind the turret. Not sure if Amao will be safe though. Kaizen does find him. Can Amao get out of this predicament? Spider-Mouse is going to be there with the knockout. The Terrify will be around as well, and the snipe from Sumpak. And that will be 3 for Archives.
3 already secured. Archives now building a very steady lead for themselves, out-tempoing Red Esports. And now, with Red Esports unable to regroup in time, they lose bottom tier 1, top tier 1 at the same time. 3.7k, 7 minutes into the game. Archives Esports in a great position.
And they have control of the third turtle also. Neymar will respond in time, but the rest of Red Esports are just not in a position to help. Everyone will be late to the party. Kim losing half his health bar. Red Esports just posturing to defend this mid-tier 1.
Now, despite the matchup, and especially since ML definitely had a lot more help than their opponent, Sumpak, it's great that he was able to kind of mitigate the amount of gold that he lost. He was pretty much going toe-to-toe with Mel with only a slight deficit of 100 gold. They finally unlocked Sumpak from the lane. He now has 2 kills, and look at how much damage he's applying to this mid-tier 1.
In Red Esports, they are forced to stick around just so that they can protect the structure. And this also unlocks Lord JM, right? Both side lane tier 1 have gone down, and it's hard for Aaron to match him. And Archive Esports are just moving around the map so much more active.
And now they're converting it, right? Got the tier 1s, now I'm going to move into your jungle. I'm going to slowly take this level lead on Amal, and then we're going to close out with these neutrals.
Trying to unlock the bot tier 2 just so the Vendetta have more room to work with also. Kaizen is not afraid of getting gone on. I mean, if you want to engage him, he can just eat up the damage. Mao, very, very careful. Spider Mouse, he'll draw the trigger first and instantly flickers to the back for another 3-man knockup. And Mao gets absolutely pushed away from the fight. He cannot help his team. Red Esports, they have already lost this fight. Kaizen won't be able to finish the kill, but neither can Red Esports.
They have nothing to actually reset the dashes for Amal. A lot of battle spells being expanded as well. Aaron trying to go for the backline to get on top of Beatrix was a good idea, but Beatrix still having that flicker, hopping over the wall saves the day. In this entire process of fighting, right, topside was getting shoved, and now they've kind of unlocked, they were attacking bottom side tier 2, they managed to secure top side tier 2, and then come back to break it once more.
We will only see Lord JM on the screen if there was nothing happening and Red Esports wants to stop a split push, because both side lanes have been opened up.
Yeah.
And Amao, he's going to get taunted, knocked up. Okay. Right in the last second, slips away, but they will still have to contest this buff, which will be stolen. The rest of Red Esports, I'm not sure if you want to be there. It will at least push Archive Esports away. Yeah,
it's really difficult right now. Mel doesn't exactly have enough items to really go 1v5 and to start focusing on those free hits. And I think Archive Esports, they recognize that, right? They're making sure that the tempo is clean. They're making sure that they're starving out Red Esports. And now you can tell that they are playing more defensively, stealing that power miss ult rather than looking for the Lolita.
We don't need a second engage anymore. Right now, we just need to play the survival game. 7.5k goal advantage. That is going to keep increasing. Red Esports, 2 separate fights, and Aaron getting caught out. That will be handled by Lord JM. Archive Esports fixes the attention onto this tier 2. Very uninteractive at this point because Red Esports can't engage, they cannot catch anyone, certainly not the Benedetta, and they're still losing structures.
Exactly. Archives Esports is playing this very, very well, right? Starving out Red Esports, limiting the amount of resources they can actually obtain on this map, and not giving them that opportunity to just start that fight. Now, I'm hoping that Mal is able to find an angle here, but Archives Esports knows that if Mal is able to get a good human on blast, they might be able to fork back a couple of 50-50 kills.
See, Mao is on that topside jungle, but Aaron is in massive danger. With Aaron going down, it doesn't matter where this Lolita is. He's still going to try to go for a flank, but they're going to be fighting with a man disadvantage. I'm not really sure if Mao can pull it off though. His team might need him sooner than he wants to be. Supak does check him out, and now Mao in complete danger. Not a safe spot at all. Still burns down despite having to call Alter as it flickers out of range, and that means all 3 lanes are now open up.
Yep, latency is just so big this game. 4-0-5, currently 2 levels ahead of Kim. He won his lane, he's been very interactive with the rest of the team, and more importantly so, he's covering with these big follow-ups.
Lord J even got away from Amao as Mel ends up falling. Stolen Call Alta, allowing Archive Esports to dive even further to take on the last inhibitor turret. It's 4v5, Mao is back in the fight, but no flicker for a surprise counter engage. Just need to hold up the bulwark to try and defend this, but now Spider Mao says he is done with this, knocked them up for one last time, and just like an amusement park ride, whatever goes up comes right down crashing. Archives Esports, 12 minutes in, have basically cracked the code. There's nothing that Red could do. It's 1-0 for Archives.
Extremely clean game coming out from Archives Esports. Their composition, and especially with latency, very quick on the trigger with the IMU to turn things around in the early game to make that first breakout point.